rating go? Going higher?
Better rating. Just want to. Star. And here we are back again just outside of Bang Seng in Thailand for the Asian Sevens Series, and we're just getting right down to the nitty-gritty of the tournament, and it's getting quite exciting here. The south stand here is closed, just to remember, so get in quickly before these finals. But we've got a cracker for a match here. Malaysia versus Kazakhstan, and both teams have been performing extremely well over the last couple of days. But before we kick off, I'll introduce you to a special commentator here, Rasa, all the way from South Africa, who's been one of our upstanding referees here at the tournament. And Rasa, how you enjoying the Asian Sevens Series?
Yeah, firstly I'd like to say it's a great honour and privilege to be part of this tournament. I think it's been phenomenal in terms of the teams participating, and the skill level's been amazing.
Excellent. And Kazakhstan kicking off from right to left in the red jerseys. Malaysia's taking the ball into contact. So let's see what type of style of play these teams are going to be having. And here we go. Yeah, it looks like in Malaysia said, yeah, we're going to run it now. But yeah, both teams got some good forward striking power, but also a bit of speed as well.
Yeah, I agree, Dino. If you look at the pace and precision they execute their skills, it's just phenomenal for the Asian series as well.
Yeah, well, we've seen over the last few days, and just right throughout from officiating to teams ranked in 12, 14, 16, whatever they are, they're just producing some great rugby when they come across their peer group. So that's the whole format of the tournament. You don't get absolutely big scores against each other.
I tell you what, Dino, these days it's not about size, I mean, anything can happen in these games, and sometimes the small guys are getting around the big guys, scoring the good tries and everything. Like they say, dynamite comes in small packages, eh?
Exactly, and here's Malaysia just finally going to get into the half of the Kazakhstans. And here's Seoul, nicknamed Seoul, has been around the blocks for quite a while, and yeah, unlucky to give that pass away, just giving possession straight back to the Kazakhstans. Bit of a lofty pass here, and here's our fullback from Kazakhstan. He's been renowned to have one of the biggest boots of the competition, but it has now travelled nearly 75, 40, 80 metres here.
Dino, these Kazakhstan players like playing a tactical game and utilising their boot to put opposition under pressure, eh?
Yeah, I think the key thing here for the Malaysians is, you know, they've got some really quick, whippy-nippy boys, a bit of a step, so I'm sure they want to try and keep away from the physicality against the big, the Kazakhstans.
Dino, I reckon the key to this game is maintaining possession, less contact, then they'll hopefully pull through the game. If they go the contact route, then they'll come up short against the Kazakhstan boys.
Yeah, let's see how they go. Now, the Kazakhstans have not been disappointing in this tournament. They've actually been fantastic. So taking the ball and keeping it alive, and here we go here. Are they going to try and keep it alive? Absolutely. They just can't afford to have a physical confrontation with some of these teams here, but let's see what happens here. We've got a player down in midfield with Malaysia. Referee's called out a little bit of timeout. Scrum down, Malaysia ball. I think one of the biggest questions over the last few days is about the new laws of the scrums, Russ. I mean, considering the wet conditions, but the dry conditions have helped a little bit.
Absolutely. I think in terms of execution of the binding and the main priorities at the scrum, all teams are starting to execute it effectively, and teams are contesting for the ball, which is more important than anything else. In any game, you've got to feed the ball incredibly, as we watch the scrum happening right now. Excellent.
Yep, it's just clearing that ball out. It's going to happen so quickly in the game of sevens. And here we are, Malaysia's just found that pace, but great cover defence by Kazakhstan. Referee's got his arm out, looking possibly for a high tackle.
Great call by the referee there, Taku from Japan.
Now we're hot on attack here. Seoul's giving it out to Aparo. So bounces, great loop around Pan. Aparo's going into the corner. The Seoul Fijian with the Malaysian team. That's a great creative stride by them all. And just kept the ball alive. A bit of support play, looping around, and 5 points underneath the goalpost. Well done, Malaysia.
This should be an easy conversion, Dino, but have a look at his skills. I think he's very good in contact. He's got those long strides as well, those Fijian strides.
Oh, exactly, and why not utilise it when you can? So I'm sure Kazakhstan, we've still got about another, just over 5 minutes in this first half, and Kazakhstan no need out of this game. So I'm sure Coach Jared Gallagher down on the bottom of the pitch should be got a few things up his sleeve.
I think he's got a couple of tricks. The boys are playing at a reasonable tempo at the moment and soaking up the pressure. Let's wait and see what the next couple of minutes hold for us, Dino.
Well, the key thing of this, these teams here need to get maximum points in this match here, just leading into leg number 3, which is in Mumbai, and leg number 4 into Singapore. So, yeah, I'm sure both teams are trying to get the victory after the 14 minutes. Great kickoff, a lot of height, but great composure by the Kazakhstans. Oh, and a little bit of a wayward pass behind him. But you've got to take those opportunities in the sevens that may pay off. And here we go. Malaysia stepping inside. Good clear ball. Great quick ball here. Seoul's dancing in the middle. Where's the support players here? Kazakhstan's are in numbers. He's got a 3-on-2 out wide here. Possibly gave the ball slightly too early. Great tackle.
Great contest on his feet there, Dino. To go back to your point, I think 50-50s are crucial in this game. You get punished heavily if you don't utilise possession.
Exactly. I mean, it's the teams. I mean, you can have teams like possibly New Zealand, England, South Africa, and the World Sevens Series, and a lot of structure. But you get the Fijians and a couple of Islander teams who throw it around, and yeah, who knows? They're phenomenal with that sort of skill that they have. Here we go, underneath the post, just a shimmy and a dance. Show him the gap, and here we go, another 5 points under the goalpost.
It looks like these Malaysians are leaving no stone unturned off turnover possession, Dino, which is really good to see in a sevens game.
Well, Russ, I mean, you look back at here, and you commented early on, there's massive potential here in the Asian region, and numbers are growing. And with the grassroots rugby that AFU have initiated over the last few years, numbers are doubling and doubling and doubling. And sevens is a big game here. And here's you see one of the, probably not the biggest players, but they do shine in the game of sevens.
Hopefully one day these guys, Dino, will be competing in the World Series as well in terms of planning towards the Olympics, which is great. So the exposure to these guys is immense in terms of looking for that gold medal at the Olympics.
Exactly, and the current score 14 points to nil against Kazakhstan, and this is why we have the sponsor of HSBC, just to maintain we can get these players to a level that they can go worldwide. So Kazakhstan, hot on attack, great offload, looking for the numbers. Oh, and the same old story. The white chalk on the sideline becomes your added defender. You want to keep as far away as that as possible, but some people with a few twinkle toes can creep down there and sneak into that far corner 5-pointer, but not this time around.
Dino, the field is massive and you only see 14 people, but defenses these days are absolutely good, you know. They shadow you into touch, and it's all about reading the game and knowing when to tackle and when to take that defender into touch.
Exactly, and here we got some set piece here. Very clever. Why not do something silly? Just straight to the front and offloading and ball in possession straight away. So great skill by the Malaysians. There's a lot of dancing there, but I'm not sure it's paying off. And we've got a lot of lateral ball, but here we go here.
That's a great turnover by the Kazakhstan players there, Dino.
Excellent. Yeah, that was well timed and well deserved by the Kazakhstan. They just soaked up the pressure on the defence and just waited and waited when the opportunity came about. And they isolated that far side of the pitch, counter-rucked, and then it became a 2-on-1. Just a simple opportunity to score underneath the post again. So current score here is 14-5. The conversion is successful, 14-7 at the halftime mark. Malaysia leads. So Russ, I mean, I gather you've been to this tournament since the Asian Sevens Series. Is your first visit here?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said earlier, it's a great honour and a privilege being in Asia. Obviously, in the World Series, I've been to Hong Kong, but I've not experienced some of these teams instead in the terms of officiating. So it's a great privilege to referee these teams and learn from them as well at the same time.
Well, just for the record, all our viewers out here, as Russ has it's come through some really interesting background in terms of refereeing within the Currie Cup in South Africa, and it's a very high competition in terms of the calibre of players and international. So you've got to be pretty switched on to a competition like that, and actually have the opportunity to referee England versus New Zealand in the Rugby World Cup in Russia just recently. So how was that experience there, Rasta?
It was colossal, Dino. One of the best experiences of my life. Eye-opener, to be quite honest with you, Dino. The intensity, World Cup, everything about it was just immense, and immense pressure, and the magnitude of it in terms of skills and the participation from the teams has been special, and it's a tournament to remember for years to come.
Well, I'm sure that all these referees in the Asian Sevens Series here held in Thailand are probably soaking up all the experience and all the knowledge that you bring to them, and I'm sure they'll walk away tonight knowing that they've learned something from the master, so to speak. So it's great to have you here in Asia and developing the game from officiating. So thank you very much on behalf of Asian Rugby Sevens.
Thank you, Dino.
So here we go, second half. We got current score 14 points to 7. Malaysia leading against Kazakhstan, kicking off from Faiz, one of the most experienced players that Malaysia has. So not the most best kicked, but Kazakhstan taking a possession, so they've got to utilise it pretty wisely here now, because I'm sure the Malaysians want to basically keep them inbound. But great vision there. Not sure if the kick was executed well enough, but the vision of the kick was on. But who knows what's happening? There's a touch judge on the far side. You can see there's a little bit of wind there as well.
Dino, I see that the game is changing these days. You're starting to see cross kicks, some of the 15's elements being incorporated in the sevens game. This is phenomenal for the game. So you've got to be really awake in terms of skills, in terms of anticipation in this game.
Exactly, and you can see people grubbing the kick and using soccer skills and just a variety. Any opportunity to keep possession, you've got to have. And here we go. Here's an infringement. What's that infringement there quickly there, Rusta?
That was for the tackler not rolling away, Dino.
Okay, we've seen quite a bit of that, but that's just inevitable in the game of rugby. You get trapped in there and you can't get out, but that's the law. You just got to move on, and Malaysia's doing that right now.
Dino, quick question. How much has rugby changed since you've played rugby back in the days?
Oh, mate, it's just, the skill, the factor in terms of the conditioning of players, and, the playing the tempo as they are for the whole period of time. And it's quite technical, and it's exciting from a spectator point of view. And just seeing that try there, offloading from Bouncer. Bouncer's just creating a couple of defenders in and offloading to Saul, the former 15's captain. And these are the things you see nowadays. I mean, it used to be brute force and just bang, bang, and bash back in the days I probably played. And but hey, this is rugby.
I must be honest, Dino. Looking at it today, technology as well is influencing the game, which is great for the game. These boys have KPIs, they have GPSs. They've got to meet all their demands in this game today.
Oh, exactly. If you want to be playing international rugby, you've got to have the resources, and where even Asian teams are moving into that direction with GPS and everything like that. So, which is great to see. So we're all moving forward and following the leaders of the world rugby. So here we go. Here, Malaysia leading at 21 points to 7. Bit of a fumble by Kazakhstan, but possession back in the hands of the Malaysians.
I think their contact skills at the breakdown, the Malaysians have been very good as they use the possession, and look for spaces, Dino.
Yeah, no, it's good continuity by them, and it's just a quick recycle is probably one of the key things here. Couple of dummy runner in there was no obstruction whatsoever, but just sucking in the defence, trying to create a bit of space somewhere else.
Those dummy runners, Dino, create the mismatches you look for in the game, and you take the gaps as they're there.
And here we go. This guy's been outstanding, a great leader for Kazakhstan, and good support there. Just need to get a little bit more support. He might get caught up. No, he's just done a shimmy and a dummy, and well deserved. I mean, all of a sudden Malaysia's hot on attack about 10 metres out from the try line. One simple mistake in Kazakhstan down the other end. Within a short time, about 15 seconds, 5 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Great try. I think, Dino, the number 12 has been colossal for the team. He's been at the forefront from the beginning to the end of every game. I've watched him leading from the front and making sure that they convert the point. He leads by command, Dino.
Oh, exactly. And you've got to have those. And the key things with teams who've got multiple leaderships on the pitch is the ones that's going to go through all the way to possibly finals, if not championships, because we have seen in this tournament when a couple of key people are off the pitch, a little bit of structure is lost. So you've got to have that leadership throughout.
Dino, would you think it's a great idea to get a Barbarians team from the Sevens tournament that will compete at the end of it?
Well, I think so. Maybe it's an incentive and something that we need to look at, and an incentive having the best players selected and maybe playing in such a tournament or wherever else. But yeah, it's going to be great for the rugby here in Asia. It just thrives, and an incentive for these boys to work harder.
Absolutely, because in every single team I've seen some special players here, Dino. Good on their feet, good in contact, and they have great vision for the game.
Oh, and here's some great vision, some great skills, interaction and passes outside, cut back in again, and a little bit of power to finish off. And I mean, this is what you want to be seeing. And when the thing is, I'm not knocking any of the teams who don't try, as what we wanted to see is people having a go, and the Kazakhstan's being down at 21 points to 12 early on. So for some teams probably may have given up, but these guys haven't.
Dino, if I look at this game, there's no room for error. I mean, they were about 12 points behind, and they just chipping away slowly. If you look at the score frequency, it's 21-19 at the moment. Anyone can take this game at any moment at this time.
And here we go on the replay there. It's just a nice inside cut pass. The Malaysian defence just sort of leading a little bit lazy, just didn't push across to cover the hole. So you just can't afford to do that. Maybe just a little bit of lack of confidence and being said, well, we're up so many points, let's just cruise a little bit. Maybe that's gone into their thought of mind.
Dino, the key to this game is you can't be overconfident. You've got to maintain your structures, maintain your concentration throughout the game.
Well, we've got an injury down under here. Is, what's your thoughts on where the local talent in terms of the referees that have been out here this weekend?
I think the referees have been tremendous this weekend, starting from the in-goal judges, the touch judge referees. These guys are really making a great effort in knowing the game, and hopefully one day in the future I'll see them on the World Series one day.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm sure along their path with a couple of drinks along the way at downtown, and they'll talk about the time that they actually officiated or AR or in-goal judge for Rasta from South Africa, and it'll be a great memory for these boys. It's an occasion that they'll never forget, and it's an opportunity that these guys are thriving on for the last 2 to 3 days here in Thailand. So yes, great things moving forward for not so much